Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and it is Sunday night about 7 p.m. Futures are open. As we can see here, they are up 1.25 points, and you can see we are riding this line. And I do think that we will probably continue riding this line until Monday morning. I do think we'll probably dip down Monday and then recycle back up. I still think that we're either going to roll over on the 7th or the 9th. I picked the 9th because all of the past dates have been 22 days or 11 days, ritual days. Gary, the number guys who I have talked to numerous times and learned a lot about numerology from him, but I don't know near the amount that he does. But I focus primarily on the stock market. He focuses on everything to have to do with the numbers. And I don't find, looking back at previous points where the market rolled over, hit a peak, hit a bottom, I haven't noticed them falling on days that are 20s. He stated that a 20, if it adds up to a 20, it's also an 11 day. I guess it would also imply if it adds up to a 2, but so the second of the month, I guess technically would be a 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. So I guess somehow that would be a 2 date, but I don't know. So the 7th obviously does add up to a ritual 20 date, which is an 11 date. But again, I don't think that applies here in the stock market. I have not noticed that in the market, that it is of any importance to the market. So we're just going to stick with the premises that this Thursday you probably have some news, jobs data, crap like that, the usual stuff that they'll blame it on. But I think what we'll have is a peak on Thursday because 8 plus 9 equals 17 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 for the 2012 is 5 more if it equals 22, and 22 is 11. So there you go for the ritual part of this. I think that that's the date that we're going to have the peak on this market. So if it rides this trend line up all the way to that date, you know, we could very well see 1405 to 1415 that I thought we would hit. So let's look more at the SPX. But first, before we go to that, you can see right here, this is the 4-hour chart. Considering it's 7 o'clock at night tonight, obviously this is going to be overbought by the time it opens tomorrow morning and ready to roll over, especially when you look at the 2-hour chart here as well, because it is probably quite a bit overbought. Yes. So you can see it will probably roll down, dip, and you'll have one of these moves where it dips down and recycles back up for a lower high. And then on the 60-minute chart, you can see it's probably already headed down, and it is. On the 60-minute chart, it's heading down, and it's probably going to go down, recycle back up, and that'll give it a little bit of a pop in the morning. But let's look at the SPX and focus on that for now. Yeah, you turkey, SPX. I keep forgetting I got to put the stupid dollar sign here. This thing's a pain in the butt. I hate this stupid profit chart, Illuminati crap right here. You can look up here in the bottom left hand corner and see the pyramid with the eye in. And what was Tim Knight thinking, selling it to a bunch of Illuminati thugs? And then they put their stamp on it. They're right up here in the corner, folks, in case you haven't noticed that. That's the pyramid with the all-seeing eye. Profit charts was by Tim Knight of Slope of Hope. He created this. Now Ameritrade has it. Of course, they also have the Thinkorswim. They bought out the Thinkorswim, so this is the Thinkorswim chart right here. You can see it's a little bit different. I like the looks of the white background better with the profit charts with this one, but I see fake prints come on each one. Each one sometimes will show up something different, so I have to go back and forth between them. No, these here are not fake prints. As you can see, the level, this was after the close in this gray area, and you can see it was right about where that close is right there. So I don't think that those are fake prints on the SPY right there for that chart. But anyway, so here we are on the SPX. We're looking at the 60-minute there, and we're looking at the same thing. Same trend line. Looks like in this case, it looks like it pierced it, fell back on it. Look at it on the 2-hour chart, and you're going to see pretty much the same scenario. Is that it's rising up, as you can see. And it's back tested in back test mode. And the 4 hours probably going to have more to go. So I have no idea. Yes, and the 4 hours got more to go. So I have no idea how to count this on an Elliott wave term. I'm not even going to bother. It is a mess, obviously. So we really don't know. Here we are looking at the daily chart, and we're still looking at this all-important trend line right here. This is the main one I've been focused on. I thought we would hit it earlier than that, but we didn't. So we kind of have went 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is an ABC in this fifth move or something like that. I'm not sure. Maybe if you count it from right here, again, Elliott wave was great when Robert Prechter invented it back in the 80s, when nobody had computers, when us sheep did not know how to chart this. Their computer program that was rigged back then did an excellent job of following Elliott wave patterns, but now that we have access to it, they've changed the game, and Skynet does not follow these Elliott wave patterns, nor do they follow these perfect head and shoulders patterns or cup handles. It doesn't matter. They're going to change this up to make it difficult for us sheep. So do understand that. So and you can obviously see that because you've seen this right here as a left shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and what it do? Ripped right up. Then just ignored all the rules. So you just don't know. You have to just focus on these ritual dates. And speaking of that, let's get my mouse printer here out, and we'll write on some things. So okay. All right, so as I was stating, that was the left shoulder. There's your head. There's your right shoulder. And it didn't work, right? So, so that was kind of pointless. What it did, ripped right back up. So I don't know how the heck you're going to count these waves. I mean, can you count it like this, a big 1? And then what's this here, a 2? And then is this a wave 3? I mean, and the wave 3 is generally made up of 5 waves, so you got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. Is that right? And then what? You had a wave 4, and now you're on wave 5. See, you can't really count this. I have no way of knowing what the heck this pattern is. I try my best to factor in Elliott waves, but I find that the rituals seem to do better. And like right here, for example, this was right during our Legatus meeting, and we knew that. It was April the 30th to May the what was it? May the 2nd, I believe, something like that. Well, that particular high right there was on May the 1st. And what is May the 1st? 0, 5, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Add all these up together and you get 5, right? 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. And then you add this right here, your 0 plus 5 plus your 1 plus your 5. What do you get? A nice 11 right in the middle of the Legatus pilgrimage. And boom, right there it was. And I believe that high, if I'm not mistaken, was a 1422, which of course, and it had some change, whatever. I don't know what the change was. But the 22 stood out again as an 11. Okay, so you see this. Right here, what did you have? You had that one, that high there was April. Let's see, I think that was April the 2nd. And what is April the 2nd? 0402, 2002. That, of course, is 4 plus 2, and then add these together, you got 5. So plus 5, and what do you got again? 11. Okay, so move on over here to August, and what do we got coming up? We've got August the 8th. So that's 0809, 2012. And so what do you got? You got 8 plus 9 equals 17, plus the 5 right here equals what? 22. And 22, of course, equals 11. So if there's going to be a high, I suspect that that's the date it's going to be on. Now, I'm not sure what date this one was here, June, that bottom there, I'm not sure. So if that, is off or something, that then it's off. So I don't know if it's working on the bottoms too or not. I think that was June. I tell you what, let's just let me just clear this right here. So I got to clear this to actually see. So when I go back to here, hover over that date, looking up in the top left-hand corner with 6-4 on the bottom. 6-4 was obviously 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, so didn't see any significance there. Here you have 18-5, okay, so I don't see any significance there on the bottoms, but it does seem the tops seem to be ritual. So 1 plus 8 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 5 again equals 19, so I don't see any significance there. Here you had 4 plus 1, that's 5 plus 5, so it seems to be pointing, the rituals do seem to be pointing on the highs. What was this date right here? Let's see if it worked on this date. That was a 10, that was 7, 5 is a 12, and a 5 equals 17, so this one seems to be off. But I think that when they get close to a ritual date is when they actually, go ahead and peak it out on that date. So I don't think it's happening each and every time, but when there's a ritual date nearby, they do seem to hit it. Like here, obviously, here was a ritual date, 7/19. 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 7 is 17, plus your 5 is 22. So they went ahead and hit it there. And then here, what do we have? 7:30. I don't think there was any rituals nearby there, so they never hit it. 7:29 wasn't one. That was, let's see, 7:27. Yeah, so they have to throw us off a little. So mainly what I'm looking for here in these ritual dates is when a ritual date is nearby, when it's close, and we're getting close to a peak, I expect them to use that ritual date. If there's no ritual date nearby, well, they have to roll over at some point. They can't just always just be so obvious as to hit ritual dates every single time that they peak out. I mean, that's obvious. That would stand out like a sore thumb. But when we have a ritual date nearby, then you kind of expect to see it. And so back here, what was this one on? This was 10/27. That's 9, 10, and 14. So that one didn't work out. And then this one here was 28. That's 11, 15 on that one. This one here, 10/31. Of course, that wasn't it, but so that one did not turn out to be a ritual date, the 27th or the 29th. Let's see about this one. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So anyway, I think you're getting the point here that when we are near, obviously when we're near Legatus, you've definitely got to pay attention to that. So we know that that's very important come this October, and I don't know what's going to crash, the market or the dollar. If they start moving this market down, God dog it. If they start moving this market down, I'm going to get rid of this pen and get back to my mouse. If they start moving this market down into Legatus, you can pretty much assure yourself that something's going to crash. It's either going to be the dollar. If the market moves down into Legatus, then you can expect them to rally it back up with Legatus by basically implementing QE3 as well as doing the dollar devaluation of 40% with the bank shut down. You got to understand that's from October the 10th through the 21st. That's an 11-day period. And then the date that they open up afterwards is a 22. And guess what? Guess what? The 22 is a Monday. Not only is 22 itself a ritual date, but let's see. Is it also a ritual date when you add up the numbers? Let me see. October's a 10th month, so that would be 1, and then you'd add 22, but you don't add the 2 plus 2, so that'd be 23, and then 2 be 5 more. 23 and 5 is 28. Now, it doesn't work out that way to be a ritual date. But the 23rd is, obviously, because 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1, because there's only a 1 in the month of 10th month. So that would be 6, and then plus your 5 that you add all these up, so you've got 11. So you've got a daily ritual, because it's only that day, and obviously it's a 22 in every single month there, and then you got a yearly one right after it. So I would worry about that one, but Looks like I'm out of time, gang. So anyway, I'm looking for this Thursday as a high. See ya.